Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. And in today's video, I'll be talking about a rookie who I think could change everything for the Washington Commanders this season. And it's obviously Jaden Daniels is the obvious answer, but I want to go a little bit of a different route and a player that could have a huge impact for the Commanders this year. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. All those things really do help out a ton, so go ahead and do it. And comment down below who you are most excited to see. Could be an obvious answer like Jaden, or could be someone else. So obviously, the player that could change everything, and a lot of you guys are thinking that's Jaden, and yeah, that's the obvious one. But someone I want to talk about, and the title probably doesn't even say rookie, but it is a rookie, and that's Brandon Coleman. You guys can already see it on the screen. You already knew, maybe from the thumbnail or right away. I had it on the screen right here. But Brandon Coleman has a chance to be one of the most impactful players on the Commanders this year. His success really is going to be, paramount for the Washington Commanders' success. Like, if he does really well, I think Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders are going to do well. I think it goes hand in hand how he does and how well Jaden Daniels plays. I think, Jaden can do well without Brandon Coleman succeeding, but I think Jaden Daniels has a much higher chance of succeeding if Brandon Coleman ends up being a franchise left tackle. And he doesn't have to do that in year one. But even if he can be like an average or even slightly below average left tackle as a third round rookie, that's pretty good. And, you can continue to get better and better. He's got very good measurables. The length is there. He's got good footwork. And, you look at his... he's very athletic too. He's very, very athletic. I mean, I can look up Brandon Coleman RAS real quick. Brandon Coleman RAS, but he's very athletic. That's one of the biggest, positives about him is his RAS score, or is his athleticism. So I guess it's not pulling up here, but yeah, very athletic guy. And in terms of injury update, he is, looking good to go for this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So here's just a quick injury report. And, Dante Fowler, Colin Farrell, and this is from yesterday. Brandon Coleman practiced. He practiced again today. And then Marcus Mariota, Derzon Newton, and Deron Payne and Trent Scott were limited. And then today, Derzon Newton did not practice. So that's not great. Maybe he doesn't play. But the reason I had this tweet up is because JP was talking to Brandon Coleman in the locker room and said he's ready to rock. So it looks like he's going to start week one. There was question, before Brandon Coleman got hurt, there was no question. It looked like he was going to start, but then missed all the preseason and missed valuable time in camp. And you're like, okay, maybe he doesn't start. Maybe you have Cornelius Lucas starting. But for me, it just makes sense to start him right away because it just, let's say you start Lucas the first 3 weeks and things are going okay. It's why mess that up? So I think just start off with Coleman, and it might be a little bit of a up and down start for him, but just they're gonna have to do what it takes and fight through the bumps and bruises that come along in the first few weeks. But they'll get that chemistry going, and switching up the line is just not good for the chemistry. Let's see any other thing. So Dan Quinn talked about Brandon Coleman yesterday, after he was asked on having to play him after the rookie missed the preseason. Would it have been better? Yes, but okay, that's not how it went down. And he was asked if he's comfortable playing Coleman after no preseason appearances. He says, I do, and it's an example of you can only control the things that you can. And so would it have been better? Yes, but okay, that's not how it went down. This player's really put in the work, and he's really ready to go. So, yeah, we're excited to get him into it. Would have been better for him than anybody else, of course. But like I said, you can only control what you can. But the player's really put in the work and is ready to go. And when he's saying that, looks like he's saying that Coleman's going to be starting this week against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited. I really think that if he, obviously Jaden Daniels is the most important player for the Commanders this year, the most important rookie. But if Coleman looks really good, and you could get your franchise tackle and franchise quarterback in the same draft, that is so huge. And then next year in the first round, let's say Coleman has and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but let's say he has a stud, like a great year, like, maybe not a Pro Bowl type year, but he plays really, really well. Like maybe kind of like what Sam Cosmi did his rookie year, but he does it at left tackle and he stays healthy. Then you're like, okay, you're feeling good about left tackle. You don't need to draft a left tackle. You can focus on, okay, maybe a receiver, maybe a cornerback. Cornerback is definitely a concern. Maybe D end. Like you can focus on other things instead of tackle. Not saying you don't have to, get another tackle, because like Andrew Wiley is still our starting right tackle right now. So you might want to get another tackle, but you can do that in the second round maybe instead of the first, or you can still maybe do it in the first. There's you never too many tackles, but Brandon Coleman could be a huge part of this Commanders rebuild. And if he has a good year this year, that's going to help out Jaden Daniels a ton in terms of his development, giving him a little bit more time and then helping him out in the run game as well, or just the Commanders offense in the run game. So I'm really watching Brandon Coleman, and if he has a good year, I think that Jaden Daniels is going to have a good year. And again, he can have a bad year and Jaden Daniels still have a good year. Yeah, that definitely can happen. I just think that Jaden Daniels' chances of success dramatically improve if Brandon Coleman is a stud this year. And this rookie class has a lot of potential. You got Brandon Coleman, you got Jaden Daniels, of course, you got Ben Sinnott, you got Mike Sanders still, you got Johnny Newton who's hurt, you got Jordan McGee, Javonte, Jean-Baptiste, Dom Hant. Like you got a lot of guys. Not all those guys are going to succeed, of course. I would love for them to, but it probably won't happen. It's not realistic. But we could see a few of those guys become long-term pieces to the team. Like I think, Jaden, obviously, you're hoping for that. Brandon Coleman would be amazing. Even if he's just, average starting left tackle, it's hard to get that in the third round. So some of his measurables, 6'4", 313 pounds. A lot of people, or some people thought of him as a guard. So that's why his athleticism score is really high on here, 97, which was first as a guard, because they had him listed as a guard. But at tackle is a little bit different. But sub 5, barely, but sub 5 40-yard dash, which is good. 34-inch vertical jump, that's very good for an offensive lineman that weighs 313 pounds. Probably, now probably weighs a little bit more. So he's got very good measurables. Very versatile player. Very versatile player. Can play both guard positions, left guard, right guard, and then can play tackle as well. Right tackle and left tackle. Just can't play center, and we don't need that. Was actually born in Virginia. I'm pretty sure I knew that, but forgot about that. And yeah, Commanders drafted him in the third round. I'm excited to see what he can do. And yeah, this could really change the outlook for the Commanders rebuild. If he has a good year this year, you don't have to spend an early draft pick on a franchise left tackle. You can focus on other positions. And yeah, if he hits, you have Coleman as your stud left tackle. You got Biotish, who we think at least is going to be okay, but could be better than that, as a center. You got your hopefully Pro Bowl All-Pro guard in Sam Cosmi, and then now you just have to fill in two other positions. Left guard, you got Nick Allegretti in there right now. He's a fill-in. We'll see what he does this year. Seems like a low-tier starter, good backup is what you see him as, like a kind of Wes Schweitzer type of guy. Maybe a little bit better than him. So if you need to start him, you can. But you can still go out next year, sign a free agent, or draft a guy. Wouldn't mind that. Or maybe someone on the roster right now develops. And then right tackle is still something you probably want to fix, but can't do it all in 1 year. But if Brandon Coleman has a good year this year, it's going to help out Jaden Daniels. It's going to help out everyone. And if Jaden Daniels has a good year, that also helps out everyone else. So I think Brandon Coleman is really like an X factor this year, how he plays. Because if he doesn't play well, or if he's not playing, they'll have Cornelius Lucas, who, like, Lucas is good for a couple games, but long term, I don't love him. He's a good backup, and he's a good swing tackle. Having him in there in certain situations. Sometimes you need an extra blocker, go ahead and put him in. But in terms of a starter, long-term starter, Lucas is not great, and I think it could be, bad for Jaden Daniels. Couldn't get a better word, but it could deter Jaden Daniels' rookie year if Cornelius Lucas and Andrew Wiley are his starting tackles, and you have penalty after penalty or sack after sack or getting rushed right away, and it's just not the best situation for him. So we'll see. We will see what Brandon Coleman does this year, but I'm excited. He's probably the rookie I forgot Luke McCaffrey when I was talking about rookies as well. There's so many, and he might get a lot of PT. Made a video about him this week, doing pretty well. Go ahead and check that out. But yeah, the video is doing well, and Luke McCaffrey is doing well, so it's all good. But yeah, NFL football starting today. You got the Chiefs and the Ravens. Happy about that. And then you got the Packers and the Eagles in Brazil. I know not everyone, but a lot of people are hating on Brazil's, talking about how dangerous it is. Whatever, man. You look at the crime rates, it's actually safer in São Paulo than it is in Philly, where the Eagles play. But besides the point, don't let me start on that rant. But if you guys stayed till the end, go ahead and comment down below. We'll go Chris Samuel. We'll go Chris Samuels. And hopefully Brandon Coleman can turn into the player that Chris Samuels was. Probably not, but if he can turn into like 60-70% of that, that'd be amazing too. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.